Hi, everyone. It's Will. Thank you very much for stopping by. I just wanted to just do a brief update as to the budget and how things are going since I started again velocity banking in January 24. Okay. All right. So what we have here, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, look at the budget. All right. So what we have here is my budget that I've been using starting with January of 2024. I got a couple of sections here we'll go through very briefly. Here I have where all the wages that I have are coming in, my W-2 wage and other investment wage. Initially, I did not have the $2,000 investment that I now started carrying within it. We also have a section that this is a new section I added just to see how much I was adding to my income in terms of cash rewards from the credit cards. Started off with about 12 credit cards. Now I'm down to using about 5 periodically and starting to see how I can incorporate the cash rewards from those. In addition to that, looking to incorporate utilities that I'm paying out of state and receiving money for those. And those kind of just wash itself out for those money that I'm using in velocity banking in general. Housing expenses generally has stayed the same. My portion of the utilities um, include the rent and also carrying all of the utilities. And here are the utilities in general. They're running about average 300 to 400 a month. In addition to that, there's a section on all the monthly credit card expenses. So when I look at the credit profile of myself, seeing the credit card section, I had started off with I think 12 accounts. I think, yeah, 12 accounts. Still have those 12 accounts, or maybe I closed two in general. Next section would be some other monthly expenses. As I mentioned earlier, I was carrying two mortgages. I've started to incorporate those mortgage into velocity banking going further because I have the home line equity line of credit, and now I can pay a lot of bills within that home equity line of credit and use whatever income, whatever bill money I have to bring that down. Here's some additional monthly expenses for Nissan Altima that I have, Kia that I have. That's paid off. Those are paid off vehicles. And these are just some of the miscellaneous expenses that I've had generally throughout the month. Okay, and as we get to the bottom here, also other expenses for one of the properties in general, and also all the expenses and how they have operated. If you can see the cash flow right here, so the cash flow has fluctuated from me initially bringing in about 3,500 a month, excuse me, to now 5,000 a month because I'm bringing in additional investments and all of this resources and money for the most part I'm putting inside of the HELOC, then pulling it out of the HELOC to try to hit that principal balance. So let's go to the month of August where we're at now. So that included my wages and salaries from my W-2 job at 3,389 for the month. $2,000 in investment income is coming in, a total of 5,389. But I'm also starting to include money from the cash back. So that was 228. I think that's a little bit more. I'm gonna go back and look at that. Income that's washing itself out, 49,215. So that money is coming in. I'm putting it immediately in the HELOC letting it sit there for a couple of weeks or a couple of days, pulling it out. So it's helping with bringing the principal balance down. That's one of the tenets or characteristics of doing a HELOC. Whatever resources you have, I used to have checking account, savings account, and now all of that is operating inside of the HELOC. Now, I do have checking accounts, but very little is sitting over there just to keep them open, but I'm also being hit sometimes with fees, so I'm trying to rectify that. Housing expenses for the month of August, 302. Then we move to the credit card expenses for August, 212. Started initially with 2,300 here. And I've been able to pare it down. In general, I started with a negative cash flow, and I'm slowly trying to engage it. Now the cash flow is going up and down based on what additional things I may have to put on the charge cards. The cash flow is also being not impacted. I'm putting in the mortgage. I have two, and those are a part of investments. Carrying two pledged loans, but I'm ahead of those pledged loans, so I really don't have a next payment until something like December 2028. Now, moving down to some of the expenses, these are the insurance expenses. Looking to shift to another insurance company, and I generally try to pay the insurance 6 months and a half ahead of time because you're saving on at least in California, I'm saving on premium cost, monthly fees, and having that in. So I try to pay that in 6 months increments. So I expect maybe the cost to go up next month. Student loan that I'm paying 374. I'm on a repayment plan. But it's running me probably $1,000 a month in interest. So I really got to step that up once I get more of these other credit cards under control. Right now, just paying the minimum. And these are my daily living expenses. Let me go ahead and add this. So I'm paying $16 for a Bank of America fee, $10 to Wells Fargo. And that has been one of the challenges with velocity banking, keeping a lot of money and resources in other places, particularly the HELOC. So I'm getting hit with fees in other areas. So I got to kind of figure that out. If you have anyone has any ideas, please drop me a line. Dining out, cell phone charges. Last month, 65.98. Yeah. Cell phone charges, no credit reporting. These are just some of the areas to my left that I went to, Walmart, in general. So just trying to keep track of the fees, and it's getting kind of big. So I need to come up with some better categories of expenses. So there's not as much. So all in all the cells are calculated. So I have one for rent that stayed the same fundamentally, 1276. The utilities for the apartment about 302. Monthly credit card is 212. I'm glad that's definitely come down from the 2000 that I was expending. Monthly loan expenses, that's at I think I need to look at that. 1948 monthly loan expenses. Need to look at that. Living expenses and other expenses. So last month for August, I had a negative cash flow of 816. So that means in addition to my W-2 salary, in addition to the other income of 2000, I was over by 816.83. And I think I know what that was a part of in general. Still paying for the Tokyo Okinawa cruise expense and doing some velocity banking in Southeast Asia. Um, Also paying back other loans in general. So I think I know where the 816 is coming from, and definitely do a better job of next month. So this has been just a update of where I am with the velocity banking since January of 2022. One of the, I guess, more incredible things is that my credit card expenses was at 2350 a month. I'm down to 2012, I mean 212, so that's good. And I got the bigger HELOC. So when I started the velocity banking, I had just used a line of credit in the line of a line of credit by using one of the credit cards, paying them down, putting my check on, paying them down, putting portions of my check on until I got the credit cards down to at least five. And now with the HELOC, I'm able to just throw my entire check there and just use checks to pay it down. Okay. Hey, thank you very much for stopping by. This has been Will, aka your local political economist, and how I'm doing velocity banking, accelerated banking, and reducing my credit card debt and paying off one of my mortgages in 1 month. Thank you very much for stopping by. You have a great day.